showtime.
It's showtime. And here we go.
Welcome into another episode of the Movie Geek Podcast. I'm your host, George T., and right now under renovation at the apartment here. We've been apartment hunting, and it hasn't looked good, so we are going to stay here, but we're going to need to make more space. So at the moment, we are rearranging the place. So backdrops will change as time goes along. So this episode here is going to be all about the weekend box office report, what is coming out, some other news that came out as well, along with Star Wars Celebration, and that's pretty much the basis for this episode. And then the next episode after that will be my Sinners review and Ryan Coogler review of some of the movies he's done. So look forward to that. So without further ado, let's get to, and I want to do this backwards a little bit. So I want to talk about the weekend box office coming up because we've got two movies from Netflix coming up this weekend, tomorrow. They're both foreign films. One is Bullet Train Explosion. It is a Japanese film. So basically, it's not quite like a sequel to Bullet Train, but it is somewhat very on that same path, but only in Japanese. And then another one was Penguina Kula's Journey. This is about a man who saves a Penguina, and is recovering from some bad experience in his life. So again, Netflix sounds more like a documentary, but it's going to be a movie. Also on Netflix is the movie Havoc. I had mentioned that was going to be one of my most anticipated films. This stars Tom Hardy, Jessie May Lee, Timothy Olyphant, and Forest Whitaker, among others. And the trailer I showed with the April episode, the top movies of the month for me, looked really good. So I'm looking forward to this, which I will see hopefully Friday, so maybe I'll have an extra one for the weekend, or I may do it for Monday, who knows. We'll see how time allows, because obviously this is a big weekend for me as far as box office. Because, and we'll do the smaller ones first. We have On Swift Horses. So this is a limited release, but this stars Daisy Edge Jones, who plays Muriel in this film. Will Poulter, who was in Warfare, plays her husband. And they begin a new life after he comes back from the Korean War. And then their lives get turned upside down by a wayward drifting brother who's a gambler who walks back into his life. So, in limited release, but looks like a pretty good movie from the trailer that I saw of it. There's another movie in limited release, California King. Victoria Justice and Travis Bennett star in this film. Kind of a crazy story. It's a mattress sales store manager has this wild plan to woo the woman of his dreams. But when he fakes or tries to fake his brother's abduction, things get complicated, and um, you know how it ends. So, kind of a weird um, movie in that regard. Also in limited release. A movie called April is a foreign film about an OBGYN, Nina, who was forced to try to stop her practicing medicine after an investigation after a newborn's death. Pretty powerful, but again, it's a foreign film, so I'm not even going to try to announce some of those names in the film, but that'll be in limited release. Um, they are re-releasing Star Wars for Return of Revenge of the Sith this weekend. I thought I only saw it was like for one day. Probably some theaters will show it, at least a couple. I know May 4th is May Day. May the Force be with you Day. Um, you know, May the 4th be with you. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Um, so those all may get released. I did see somewhere where the original Star Wars movie may get released. It's been kind of lost in the shuffle of the special editions because that's kind of the canon now. But the original film, which I saw years ago, not in the theater because I was 1 at the time, but I had seen it over and over again on VHS and then DVD. And so there is reports that they may put that out in release. Lucas may unlock those films that he didn't want out there anymore to bring them out for everyone to see. Again, the originals, you're only saving, I think it was maybe 10 minutes of extra film that, he put in the special edition ones. Also, he changed up, obviously some of the scenes in there because CGI in 2000 was obviously way better than when he started LucasArts and Lucasfilms and Industrial Light and Magic. So, okay, the 3 big ones for the weekend, and I'm kind of not going to go over the Cheech and Chong movie. It's their last movie, and Cheech and Chong growing up was obviously hilarious and stuff, but again, did we really need one more film decades later after they were funny? If it does any money or does well in the theater, all for it, I guess. It brings people nostalgia, I guess. Charles may be right about that. Obviously, the 2 big ones, The Accountant 2. Ben Affleck, John Bernthal played brothers in this one. J.K. Simmons is in this. Daniela Pineda is also in this film. Basically, the original Accountant film was 9 years ago. I thought it was pretty good. Ben Affleck actually, made a decent film. I don't really want to talk about him playing Batman in DC. I mean, why do you think they brought in James Gunn to try to redo DCU? Don't get me started with Superman. Although George wants to see that film, I'm going to have to sit through it. Anyway, so we've got, obviously, he's a forensics accountant, and this time he's teaming up with his very lethal brother, played by John Bernthal, and they're after mysterious assassins. So it looks pretty good from the trailer. Looks like there's some funny scenes in it as well, but there's a lot of violence. I think people are definitely going to want to see this film. Now, it is up against some heavy competition with obviously Minecraft doing so well with the younger crowd. And then Sinners, which got a 100 Rotten Tomato score and was actually very good. You'll have to wait for the next episode to hear my review on that. So you've got that there. And then you've got my most anticipated film, which is Until Dawn. So I haven't read any reviews on this. I've only read headlines that people are, or critics have been really excited for this film. They said the gamer community will love this film. And again, it's not retelling the game because, and I know I keep mentioning this and over, but it's not retelling the game. It is the same kind of premise for the original game, but it's not the original game. The original game was a Telltale game. And again, if you haven't heard any of these, and if you have, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to repeat it. But so the Telltale game allowed you to pick and choose who you wanted to, or how the story was going to play out, and you could play it in many different ways. I've gone back and played it a few times. I haven't been able to save everyone, but there is one character in the game that literally every time her death was imminent or had to make a choice whether she lived or died, I had her killed off because she was the most annoying character in the video game. So the film takes a different spin on the game. So the game had a sister. So they had a group of college-age kids go up into a cabin. The twin sisters, one is a very nerdy one, and obviously one is more outgoing. The nerdy one really liked a boy that was going to be at this cabin party. The girls that were there, unbeknownst to her sister, played a prank on her, and she ran off into the woods during the middle of a snowstorm. And the sister went out after her, and then ran into something, and were running for their lives, and then fell to their deaths. And then a year later, the group of kids go back up to the cabin, and kind of try to celebrate the life of the twins that were killed, and so on. And that's when everything goes haywire. You've got a stalker in the woods, obviously, and then you've got wendigos and just creepy monsters. So, again, how are they going to tell that story? Because again, in the game, you have to plot your way through. So they took that kind of same premise where you've got the group of kids going up to the thing, but people have gone missing every time they've gone to this cabin. And then, subsequently, everything kind of unfolds just like that, except it's a Groundhog Day effect. So I can't wait to see this film. I may go see it twice. I went to see Warfare twice. I probably would see Sinners again. So anyway, so I'm looking really forward to this film. All right, let's look at the weekend box. Speaking of Warfare, it fell one spot to number 5 at 4.8. We've got The Amateur which fell from third to fourth, made 7 mil. And then you've got King of Kings, which was the surprising number 2 last week. I didn't even know that movie was coming out, but it's an animated film. Made 17.5. Minecraft was finally defeated, making 40.4 million in its third week. And finally, Sinners was number 1 at 48.8. It was such a good movie. And critics loved it, obviously giving it 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm looking forward to seeing the audience score fully, but Michael B. Jordan playing two sets, playing a twins, and just completely different styles of twins. And again, I will get into that review in my next episode. All right, let's go over some news really quickly. We've got Jessica Chastain is going to be in a horror film produced and directed by Rob Savage called Atomic Monster. It's based on a book. I love Jessica Chastain, so sign me up. I don't even care if the trailer looked horrible, I still would see it. I've seen every movie of Jessica Chastain's, and I'll call out my shot. I know I've never met her, and I know she probably would never come to a Comic-Con out here, but if anybody was listening and wanted to, share it with Jessica Chastain, I would love to have her come on my podcast. I would love to talk to her or meet her. Okay, enough with that. I know that's a pipe dream. A lot of this has been pipe dreaming. So when I started this a year and a few months ago, I wouldn't have thought I would keep doing this, but as I told Jen and Charles, I've kind of enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it because I know you have. So keep enjoying it. I know a lot of people do not like Adam Sandler, or they think he hasn't been funny in years, but he has done a lot of films outside of comedy that have been really good in the drama world. I know a lot of people didn't like Spaceman. I did enjoy that last year on Netflix. I really did. Uncut Gems was really, really good. So he has made another movie for Netflix. It was panned at a film festival. It's called J. Kelly. Not much is known about this, but it has been leaked out there because, again, Sandler has to deal with Netflix. Obviously, he's got Happy Gilmore 2, which I'm hoping is going to be good, and I will continue to say that. But this one is critically being panned as maybe an Oscar contender. So I'm actually looking forward to it. And again, I know there's a lot of people out there that do not like Adam Sandler. He hasn't made a lot of good comedies lately. Grown Ups 2 was just bad. Maybe this is a bad take. Maybe somebody can comment and let me know if they like those movies. But I thoroughly enjoyed, some of his dramas. Uncut Gems was amazing. Such a kind of tragic end, but it fit the character. Spaceman was actually pretty good, and I know a lot of people, didn't like it, but whatever. Okay, so the news out of Star Wars Celebration. So we've got some news that we can report, and then there's some rumored stuff that came out of there. So first, obviously, Andor is coming out tomorrow, actually. So that'll be on Disney Plus. Ahsoka season 2 has been greenlighted, and obviously to be determined. there is a project in the works called Star Wars Rangers of the New Republic. So this obviously will take place during the time of The Mandalorian and Book of Boba. So I'm guessing from the description it would be something of uh, about the bounty hunters or the sheriffs, uh, on Tatooine. Uh, but we'll see what comes out of that. Obviously, the biggest news is the Mandalorian Grogu movie coming out May 22nd of next year. So they did drop a teaser trailer at the film festival. They haven't dropped one yet, um, here in the States just yet. Uh, that'll probably be coming out. Um, Also, Ryan Gosling is going to become a Star Wars universe heroine. He is starring in Star Wars Starfighter, which is going to be out in 2027, May 28th to be exact. So those right now are the four big projects that they're working on. However, there has been some reports of a new trilogy. We're not sure who's uh, working on that trilogy because it was Rian Johnson at one point who was working with them to start a new trilogy. We don't know if that's actually in the works. Um, but there is a trilogy coming out. Um, but again, timeframes are a little hectic, so they haven't really determined that yet. A new Rey movie. So it looks like the trilogies will have nothing to do with Rey, and obviously nothing to do with Skywalkers. So Rey will have her separate movie. Interesting, I think. And then we got some things thrown out there about individual movie directors doing their own Star Wars movie. James Mangold may be doing a standalone Star Wars movie. Um, Dave Filoni may be doing one as well um, after Mandalorian and Grogu with him and Favreau. Um, Tiki um, Waititi um, is in talks to do a Star Wars film. I'm only going to say I'm not sure I like that idea. Um, I know, uh, the Thor movies were, good. Jojo Rabbit was actually pretty good, but I don't know if he fits the Star Wars mold. I mean, Free Guy was such a crazy film. It was really good. So, and then with Thor being kind of campy at times, I don't know. I don't know what to think of that for Star Wars. There's also reporting that the Acolyte season 2 will be greenlighted again after it was, pretty much shelved after season 1. Um, Fans were divided on it. Some fans like myself wanted to just kind of see where it was going, and it kind of hinted to. And I said this on one of the other episodes, and I also said it in my Star Wars one from last year, which has no video, but you can listen to it audibly. You've got uh, the emergence of Dark Plagueis at the very, very end of that series, so you kind of want to see it. So they probably will do one more season just to tie everything together. So it may be long episodes, or maybe a lot of episodes, or maybe they're just going to fill in blanks and kind of just leave the rest to interpretation. Who knows? There was also um, talks of keeping Patty Jenkins in Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which was announced 2 years ago, then shelved, now maybe back in, but will that conflict with Starfighter? Who knows? And then finally, Lando series. When Solo came out, the Lando character got a much more developed character, and fans really liked the Lando character. I mean, they liked him from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but we really didn't know much about his background. We only knew that he and Han had one of these, love-hate relationships. And then, of course, Solo, we got to see a little bit of their backstory. So now maybe him doing a standalone, a long show probably works. So we'll see what happens with Star Wars down the road. Again, I know that we talk about, or we see all these nostalgic movies and reboots and remastered and re-released. We just need some new kind of blood, and we've got a lot of sequels, we got a lot of reboots, and just a resurgence of the old kind of classic movies, or remakes or whatever. And it just seems like Hollywood is just kind of running out of ideas. That's why Sinners, when I do my review, which you'll have to pay attention to if you want to know like a really good movie, that is definitely going to be in my top 10 at the end of the year. So the list is growing, and there's a lot of year left. I mean, we haven't even got to May yet. So there's been a lot of good films out there, and none of which have been remakes or sequels of anything just yet. So, alright, that is it for this episode. I've rambled on long enough about the news, and this weekend cannot wait for Until Dawn. That being said, I will see you all at the movies.
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's all, folks.